Good day everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Bongani Zulu. Before I even start guys, I just want to appreciate you guys for liking my videos and for reposting. Please carry on liking my videos and adding them to your favorites and reposting as well, and also liking my TikTok account guys. Please also check my Facebook account, it's Next Gen Academy, and also check our YouTube channel as well, Next Gen Academy. So guys, today's task is going to be a quick one. We're going to be learning about pivot table. Creating a pivot table, and also on top of that, which is something that is very wonderful, which is super exciting, we're going to be creating visualization on top of the pivot table. And also we will be creating the slicers, using the slicers to do some filtering, so we can have some filters on our visualization. So let's get to it now. So we have our sales data sets. So what we'll do, we're just going to highlight our whole data sets, and then we'll use orange this time around. My table has headers, we've been using blue. So here doesn't fit very nicely because the dates were not showing. So we have expanded our column A, and then we will sort our column A to short date, and then we have sales amount. We'll change the format of the sales amount to our currency, which is South African currency, because I'm based in South Africa. And then we have our currency now in South African rand, and then we have already created our tables at the bottom. As you can see, we have pivot table, we have visualization. So now what we're going to do, we're going to highlight the whole data set, and then we're going to go to insert, and then pivot table, and then it say from the table highlighted. Then we'll say choose where you want the pivot to be placed. We already have an existing worksheet. And then we click our pivot table, and then we click column A, row 2, where we want our pivot table to start. And then we have our pivot field displaying or showing on our right hand side. So what we want to show is the rows. We want to show the row of regions. These are the regions that we want to show, and then we will rename our column as regions. Because why we're renaming it as regions, it's because we already have a region column. So if we said region, it will not allow us, pivot table will not allow us to rename as regions, because we already have a column name which is region. So that's why we're putting S at the end. And then on our column, we want to see the products that we have, and we want to delete the column name at the top, the column name at the top, because we already have our column names, which is our product, laptop, phone, tablet, and grand total. So as you can see now, we want to see all these sales values, the sales amount for these products. Then we'll take the sales amount, and then we'll place them on values field there at the bottom. Then now you can see we have we have regions, we have laptop, and then we have all the sales amount. So what we want to do now, we want to create the visualization on the visualization tab. Just to make our visualization tab to look nicely, we'll say let's remove the grid, and then we'll say let's insert a shape. We would like to insert the shape, and then we'll call it Bongani Zulu data set. One is with the data set, yeah, and then we will we'll change the font of Bongani Zulu. We'll change the font, then change to this size, and then we'll resize our shape. And then highlights the whole worksheets. We're creating the data sets now, and then we use gray, and then yeah, the color that I want to use blue. Okay, this blue looks nice. Okay, let's use this one. It's our sales data sets. Then now we want to plot the visualization from the pivot table. So we do the same thing as well. Go to the pivot analyze at the ribbon at the top, and then it says recommended charts. So with the charts that we're going to be used, okay, let's highlight the pivot table here, and then let's say recommended charts, not recommended, sorry, we say pivot charts, and then we have the clustered column. Let's press the clustered column. So we already have our visualization, which is already on our pivot table, and then we say move the charts. We're moving the charts from the charts data, from the chart pivot table to where? To data visualization. So this way we want to see our visualization. Okay, let's say undo, and then we plot our visualization there, and then we say insert shape, and then say insert shape, drag it there. Okay, let's move it here. Okay guys, I'm not gonna be too I'm not gonna focus too much on creating the visualization to fit very nicely, but for now I just want to show you how it's done. And then we're gonna say sales by region, sales by region. Okay, let's say sales by region. And then we want to use the same color. So we want to use the same color as this one, and then there's the one at the top as our title. And then I'm not gonna focus much on creating a very beautiful or professional charts, but I'm showing you guys how to use the pivot table. So now we have plotted the clustered column table on our visualization tab from the pivot analyzer. And then now what we want to do, we want to use the slicers. So we want to use the slicers now. We say pivot table analyzer. We want to insert the slicers by date and also by salesperson. And then the slicers and the filters won't be moved from the pivot table, but then from the pivot table to the visualization, because now it's a slicer, it's not a chart. But what you can do is that, okay, I just want to sort. Oh yeah, no, it's already sorted. So now you can slice. It can't be moved, so it's only the visualization. So what you can do now, you can just do the filtering by Alice, and then you see Alice is the salesperson. She only managed to sell 5,000 laptop, 5,000, 50,000 sales profits for the laptop, 7,200 sales profits, sales amount for phone, 16,000 for the tablet, which is with the grand total of 73,200. So if you go into the visualization, it's already filtered based on Alice, and then you can clear the filters here. So it already came back, and then going to your visualization, it's already there. Then you can also rebuild, enter more information there based on your pivot table, or also you can also create a visualization on the table without the pivots, because today's task was to show you how to create a visualization and also a pivot table, and also a visualization based on the pivot table. So you can also carry on inserting the data as well. If we have also added on our pivot table the dates and the sales amount, and then we can use a recommended chart, which is a line chart. We can use a line chart to show the sales amount by timeline, and then we can now move, because we have created a chart, a graph. We can move a chart to visualization, and we press OK, and then now it's going to be sales amount by timeline. See, and then I copy and pasted the same visual sales region, because I want when you're building a visualization professional, you want to make sure all the lining is the same, all the angles, just to make sure everything is professional. Then sales by date, and then sales by date. We're not focusing too much on the heading, but today's topic was to show you guys a data set, and also creating the pivot table, and also using the pivot analyzer to create a visualization, and also inserting the slices, so you can use the slices here very nicely, and then you click 2025, and also you can change the way you want your slices to look like. You can remove the date, you can remove this one here. Okay, I think I've inputted something there. You can remove the slicer here, and then you can insert, you can say pivot table analyzer, and then you can insert a timeline slicer where you have all the dates for all the period, and then you can just filter by the date here at the bottom, because we are in the month of April. Everything is happening in April. And then you can say in months, and also in days. In the month of April, you say 15, 23, there is nothing, there's 24, there's 21, there's 25, there's 27. Do the filtering based on everything. So today's task was to show you how to do the pivot table in the visualization. Thank you very much for watching my video. Carry on and reposting. Thank you. Bye.